Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Welcome to Ages of Rock podcast. This week is episode number 38, and we're going to talk about songs that got played on the radio that are full of sexual innuendos. Not sex in the window, sexual innuendos.
Oh.
But, of course, before we get to that, we've got some music news to talk about, and Dennis has a concert review. Go, Dennis.
Go. Okay. All righty. Yeah, Monday night I went down.
That sounded very old.
What's that?
All righty, whippersnappers.
Get out there and see.
Actually, this concert, I was probably middle-aged this concert, to be honest. It was pretty interesting. Anyway, I went down to Ford Center Monday night and caught the Def Leppard REO Speedwagon Tesla show. We got down there and had fairly decent seats, section 120, which is looking almost right at the stage, a little bit in the corner. And the great thing was I was in a section that nobody really wanted to stand up all night, so I got to sit down the whole night except for the last
God,
two
you're
songs.
old.
I love that. I've been working all day. It was nice to sit down. Anyway, the Geritol session.
Get my walker over here.
But anyway, it was very surprising actually because I thought REO was the actual opener and it'd be Tesla than Def Leppard. I don't know why I thought that.
Same reason that you thought Joan Jett should be the opener.
Probably. But anyway,
that should have actually been right.
Yeah. So anyway, we were sitting there, and of course, they said, "Welcome to the stage." And I'm thinking in my brain, "Here's REO," and it's like Tesla, and I'm like, "What?" What? So anyway, they came out and they played a 7-song set. Not too bad. "Rock Me to the Top," "Edison's Medicine," "Heaven's Trail," "Signs." I know I had to sit through "Signs." "Love Song," "Little Susie," and "Modern Day Cowboy." Tesla's. They played everything well. I mean, the guitar players were on fire. I mean, you could tell everything was note for note. The sound was terrible. I don't know, I understand a lot of times when an opener, like usually Kiss's openers, they usually, I don't know what they do, but they goof it up for them pretty bad. But you've got a bill here with 3 bands that have been around forever, 30 years plus. Give everybody a good sound. There's no reason for that. You could hear the vocals real well, and when they did the acoustic guitars, you could hear them. They were real crisp. But the guitars and the drums were just flat mud. I mean, they were just so muddy you couldn't. Matter of fact, when the drummer was drumming, you couldn't tell a snare from a tom. I mean, it was that just you could hear a drum hit, but you couldn't tell what it was. I mean, that's how bad it was.
Did you try to stand up to see if it sounded any differently?
Yeah, I did. It is different. You got to stand up.
Because you're in a rock show, dumbass. You got to stand up.
Actually, we were sitting down, like I said, in the lower section, and Amy was sitting up in the suite box up there. They got her and her husband was sitting up there, and she said the same thing. She texted me and she goes, "Why didn't somebody fix that sound?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." Somebody needs
when
to
I saw them last summer, I thought Noah and I both, we thought they sounded great. We sat in the back of the pavilion at Klipsch. And I thought they sounded really, really good.
Yeah, they were. Like I said, I don't know what they never did. I figured that the first song, 2 songs, maybe, that's typical, but they'll get it straightened out. They did not get it straightened out the whole show.
Did they even try to get it straightened out?
I don't know. I don't think they did. I think it.
And if they do sound checks, don't bands do sound checks?
They should.
Well, how do you do a sound check, and then you come on stage and it sound bad? How does that? Because you're a sound guy, Alan. I don't know how does that work?
I've never had to sound check 3 bands in the same day.
Okay. So when you sound check one band, how do you sound check them and they come out and the sound's bad? What causes that?
Oh.
Well, from the physics aspect of it,
people
depends on how many people are in the room during sound check, and then how many people are in the room when the band's actually playing. Because when the bodies fill up the arena,
right,
they absorb some of that sound.
Right.
but it shouldn't.
And it wasn't the fact of
that
the
much
level.
of a difference.
It was the problem of it was just the EQ part of it was terrible. I don't know. Like it should have EQ'd some of that out. I don't know. But interesting fact about that too was the singer, he sounded really good. I mean, he was screaming.
Yeah.
And supposedly he was sick that night. He's missing the next two shows. Actually, Tesla is not playing the next two shows. He is in bed sick. They said the doctor forced him. I don't know if he's got a flu or what it is, but he's done.
It's cooties.
He picked up some.
He played in Evansville.
There was somebody from Evansville.
I hope he didn't go to Gentown.
That's what there was a lot of people there. It could have been, but anyway, no, they did a good job though, and like I said, they sounded the parts they played sounded good. It just the mix was terrible. Then it was a fairly quick changeover. Then REO came out. REO they're one of my favorite bands. I mean, and it was one of these things. It was awesome. Did not once in that 10-song set hear the words "something from our new album."
Good.
Oh, it was nice. Like Kelly said, man, every song, you know it, you know every word to it, you know. And I mean, like I said, it was "Don't Let 'Em Go," "Take It on the Run," "Keep Pushing," "Can't Fight This Feeling," "Tough Guys," "Time for Me to Fly," "Back on the Road Again," "Riding the Storm Out," "Keep on Loving You," and "Roll with the Changes." I mean, that you can't beat that. So there was no pee break at all in that thing, but they sounded good. And of course, you know, the whole night, I'm thinking of Stell Getty. The whole
You're welcome.
Those glasses are hilarious. I mean, these glasses are they're freaking huge, and he actually looks like a skinny version of that guy from Up. You know what I'm talking about? The cartoon Pixar show. So he kind of looks like it. But I'm telling you what, man, they sounded. I mean, of course, they've been playing these songs for 35 years, and you know they sound great. I mean, they were on, and you know they did very little talking in between. It was one song to one song to one song to one song. So it was a really good. They were my favorite of the night, actually.
Cool. When I saw them headline 2 years ago, that was when they did here's a couple of songs from our new album. And I went, oh.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, in between that one there, they dropped the curtain down with the big Def Leppard sign on it, and on the two TV screens, both sides, Kelly. She tagged me in the gut. She goes, "Look what it says up there. They got a new album out." I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, they do.
So you're going to guarantee. So we got 2 new songs, so that wasn't too bad. They kept it low. They come in with 17 songs, including the encore. "Let's Go, Animal," "Let It Go," "Dangerous," "Foolin'," "Love Bites," "Armageddon," "It," "Rock On." It was just a David Essex cover. "Man Enough," "Rocket," "Bringing on the Heartbreak," "Switch 625," "Hysteria," "Let's Get Rock," "Pour Some Sugar on Me," "Rock of Ages," and "Photograph" was the 2 encore songs. I was surprised.
That sounds like the same set when I saw him in Nashville open for Kiss.
That's exactly the same set, and it's the same set they did in Indy last year when they headlined, and we saw them with Styx and Tesla.
Yeah,
and the stage picture you sent us was the same stage too.
Yeah, they had a giant video screen behind them. Then they had the 2 smaller video screens in front, and you know, most of the time it would be like all one big screen.
Yeah,
but then they would show like these fake amps and stuff on one of you know. But I tell you what, I was very pleased because I went in there with very low expectations for Def Leppard. I figured it would be a sequenced, pre-recorded kind of a, you know, I didn't know what to expect. I really thought that they would be, and it wasn't. There were some, you know, not some of the greatest vocals sometimes, and they weren't hidden because, you know, I know that because, you know, he's got the drummer's got, you know, earphones on the whole time. So there is some sequencing going on. I'm sure with him,
he's got
especially.
One arm. There has to be some sequencing going on. Really?
Well, but there's other stuff too. You know, there's some other sounds I know that go with some of their songs. But as far as everybody, Vivian Campbell is just. I was so glad to see him. That dude can play. Phil Collin, I don't know what his issue is, but it was just like the craziest thing I've ever seen. They come out, you know, they're all wearing jackets, you know, and kind of all dressed up like Phil comes out. He's got his, you know, basically skinny pants on, and he's no shirt. and he's oiled. He looks like he's been sweating like the first second of the show, and he's just like he's been back there with baby oil slathered.
I just got off work from my show as a dancer. My other job.
And I just couldn't get over that. I mean, they kept showing on the big screen and I'm going, he's the shiniest man I've ever seen. But I mean, like I said, he plays. I mean, that dude, he's another guitar freak. He plays his ass off. There was a girl at work that I work with. She mentioned the fact that she goes, that one song, they weren't singing it right. It was all on a lower register. I said, no, that they do that.
It's called tuning down.
Exactly.
It's called He's 60.
Right. You could tell. I actually looked that up. He's 57.
57.
Okay, 57. Whatever.
Yeah, he turned 57 the other day.
I was curious to see how old he was. It was funny. One thing he mentioned, they were talking about 1977 being I guess that was the year that they kind of got things going and got the band started. And they was talking about all the different music. That's when they played the Rock On song. But he made the comment. He said, "Okay, who here was alive in 1977?" And it was about half the crowd. And they said, "Okay, who here was not alive in '77?" And it was about half and half. It was kind of interesting. He said, and he made the comment of that kind of shows how rock, keeps going, different generations. Mm-hmm. And because like
rock
I said,
not dead.
I wasn't the youngest guy there, and I wasn't the oldest guy there, kind of in the middle there. But no, it was a really good show. Enjoyed it. I cheated and looked at the set list. I knew what the last song was, so we got up at Rock of Ages and went to the back part of the lobby area, just listened to it there, and then see this photograph. I told Kelly, so you want to listen to this or you want to go? I said, I'll play it in the car on the way home if you want. So we got out.
I thought they sounded really good. When I saw them last year, and even when they opened for Kiss, I thought they sounded really good.
Oh, yeah. I have no qualm. Yeah. I thought it sounded good. But the thing was, they didn't sound too good. It wasn't.
No, they didn't sound. No,
I was surprised, and I was very pleased with that.
You can definitely tell that Joe is struggling a little bit with some.
Oh yeah,
some songs and stuff like that. And what was it? It was earlier on this tour, right? That he had a show that he couldn't do.
No, that was on.
That was on their. That was on their boat, on their cruise, right?
Yeah. Sing it all.
Yeah.
The only thing I think the thing was that made me not like them as much as I did REO Speedwagon is I don't care much for the newer stuff. I like High and Dry. I like Pyromania. I'm just not much on that Poor Sugar and Hysteria. So you mean
the newer stuff that came out in 1984?
Yeah. I'm saying Hysteria on. I'm not a big, huge fan of that stuff.
Yeah. I think that they should record Hysteria 2 and record Pour Some Splenda on Me.
Some Splenda. But no, like I said, I thought it was a really good show, and the two new songs weren't that bad. I mean, they were listenable.
Yeah, they sound like Def Leppard songs. I mean, I've heard a couple of them on on a podcast. So.
But no, it was a good show.
Cool. How was the crowd? Big crowd, small crowd?
Yeah, it was. There was a few open seats around when we were. The upper section was sold out. They said that part was sold out because they were cheaper tickets. The ones down were a little pricey. I know the floor tickets were $100 and something, and mine were. I think I paid $92. I think a piece for the ones that I got.
Wow.
Yeah, it was expensive.
Wow.
So the upper ones were in the mid 40s and 50s, I think.
But, the Kiss tickets, because I've been looking at the Kiss tickets because the Dead Daisies are opening for the rest of the tour, and
they're pretty steep.
I'm sorry.
Are they pretty steep also?
Oh my gosh, the floor seats in the lower bowl is like $123.
Holy crap!
And then to get to like the $87 tickets, they're in the upper part of the lower bowl, and the upper part of the bowl is like, the upper part is like $58 or $59.
Wow!
It's like, come on. I mean,
that's crazy.
But I mean, I looked and I was looking for tickets, and there's a lot of tickets sold. Right. I mean, it's selling pretty good.
Right. Now this show here I thought would sell out, to be honest, but it wasn't a sell out. but it was definitely a lot better than like Priest. We went to.
How do you get a sellout in Evansville anymore with a rock band? Is that even possible?
Country you will, but not with.
Oh yeah, I get that, but I don't know that's possible.
Country will
I
sell
think
it.
maybe Bob Seger probably sold out.
I don't know.
Well,
Dolly's
that
we'll
makes
see
sense.
how it does.
Bob Seger, Elton John.
Yeah,
actually, I don't know how Elton John did when he came to town.
I think he sold out.
I would like to have gone to see that show.
I would have too.
He was real. I've seen him once. It was really good.
You know, the thing was too. We made a comment. Actually, Kevin Cronin made a comment. He goes, man, it's so glad to be back at Evansville. Man, Robert Stadium looks a lot different.
Did he really?
Oh, he even said, he goes, we played Robert Stadium so many times. You know, it was like a home to us. You know, and he said, yeah, it looks a lot different. What did you do to the place? You know,
that's funny.
I thought that was really funny, and. But yeah, I tell you, and as much as I complain, man, Ford Center is a nice place. And I tell you what, we left there at a couple minutes before 11, and I was at my house at 11:15. It took me 15 minutes to get home. Now, if we'd have been at Robert Stadium, I'd have been in that parking lot for 40 minutes trying to get out of there.
No, you wouldn't, because I'd have told you where to park across the street, and you'd have walked over there and been left.
That's true. But
that was a good thing we had. Lisa lived across the street.
Oh, that's
on
right.
Illinois Street. So we just walked right past Swander Ice Rink and left.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Exactly.
But do you think those guys really remember the venues that they're at?
I think some of them remember.
I think some of them have some. There's some things that happen at those venues.
Right. I would think so, because
they're a Midwest staple.
Well, that, and they're from Champaign. Neil Dowdy is from Evansville. This is his hometown. His mom and dad lived in Newburgh forever, and I know his cousin. I hang out with Jeff all the time. So yeah, they know that. Plus, he even mentioned the fact they played there, and Mesker, and they've been REO used to come here every summer. They were here every year, and just shed out there, play Mesker and stuff. So yeah, I think they do, because it's close to home for them. This is not. Not a real far away kind of deal.
Yeah, I was just curious, because they always say stuff like that, and it's kind of like, do you really remember?
Well, he even said, he goes, yeah, when we used to stay at the Executive Inn, that's not back here anymore. And so, unless somebody just gave him a bunch of, hey, what was that hotel name? He's writing it down on his hand going, Executive Inn. Yeah, that's where we was, But anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's it for me on that. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. And Kelly, she enjoyed it too. It's not one of her 3 favorite bands, but she had a good time. We all had a lot of singing.
So you had a nostalgia band summer, didn't you?
I did. It's been fun. But this one was cool for me because I seen 2 bands that I've never seen before. I'd never seen Tesla or never seen Def Leppard. So, REO is a different story. I've seen them about 15 times.
Yeah, that's Lisa's favorite band.
I tell you
She's
what,
seen them a bunch of times too.
It was as good as ever, and better probably this time. It was good. Anyway,
cool.
Yeah, good.
So I got a question for you, all 3 of you. So next summer, if a tour comes out, who are the 3 bands you'd like to see in a triple bill?
Ooh, a triple bill?
Yeah.
Well, the Foo's going to be in there,
and I've given it as much thought as me asking you the question. So okay. I don't have a plan. I just thought of it.
Go ahead, Alan. You got anything?
Well.
I'm trying to think of my other.
I would want it to be 3 bands that I've wanted to see that I've never gotten to see.
Okay.
So, I guess 2 of the bands could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Get AC/DC and Guns N' Roses together.
Oh, you're going big.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going big. I wasn't going
something
that big.
Might make it to Evansville. I'm trying to think.
Wow, I was thinking about a nostalgia. I wasn't thinking about the $5,000 ticket tour.
AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, and if you're going for that big, who's another big act that would cost a lot of money?
Kiss.
Yeah, it would.
Well, yeah, I've seen.
I don't
Kiss.
think they'd fit that. I don't think they'd fit Metallica. I don't think they'd fit
Metallica. There you go. Guns N' Roses and Metallica would do a tour again. I'm sure they would.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well,
could you imagine them?
The riot that broke out.
Right.
I'd go see that in about 3 seconds.
Well, Guns N' Roses and Metallica will never ever tour again together.
But I think the
Montreal
is going to continue. Yeah, that was the
riot where they tore that stadium up.
That was in St. Louis, wasn't it?
No, St. Louis is when Axel had a hissy fit because somebody had a camera.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah, it was Montreal when the other thing. But I would go. I think I read some stuff that I think the Guns N' Roses thing is going to continue in the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you what, giving them more props every week. I seen a video the other day of, do you see where Axel's piano was screwing up and playing his extra notes? And you know what? Instead of throwing a fit and getting crazy, he smiles real big and goes, what the fuck is that?
Well, I have a question. How does a piano play extra notes?
Is it an electronic piano or is it a piano?
It looked like a grand piano.
It was a grand piano, but that doesn't mean it was a grand piano.
Well, a lot of those grand pianos now have an electronic piano built into it.
Right.
So
and it could have been
keys are sticky or there's a short in the system.
That, or it could have been too. It could have been vibration from on stage. If it was something got it right, it could have caused. There's a million things. Yeah, like I said. Now is that? But they had the camera on him when we were in Nashville playing the piano. I mean, he looks like he's playing.
He looks like he's playing. Yeah, you could see keys going down. When the video I saw, I mean, it looked like he was legitimately playing.
So but anyway, I thought it was kind of fun. Instead, like you said though, here it is. Here's the new Axl though. Instead of fucking throwing a fit and getting all pissy about it, he starts laughing and what the fuck is this? And then I think he made a comment later about if these Gremlins are gonna play, at least they should play the right notes. I say, you know what? That's the way to handle that shit.
Exactly. Okay, so what's your 3 bands?
Me,
Dennis? Yeah.
He still hasn't figured it out.
Well, of course, Foo Fighters. I want to see them again. I always like seeing them. Another band, and I was just going to things of people I've seen lately that I like to see again. Volbeat's another one. They come out of nowhere on me. I was not even thinking about wanting to see them, and we went and seen them last year, and they were really good. And I like the new tune they got coming out. Third one, hell, I don't know.
Who's that?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have to think. You go ahead and think about it for a minute. You go ahead and tell us yours, and I'll think about it.
I mean, from a nostalgia perspective, just trying to think about nostalgia for us, being 80s rock bands that could. So I would really like to see Dokken and the original 4 guys. They're doing a show in South Dakota. Did you see that?
Yeah. Take your ass to Badlands, buddy.
And I'm like,
somebody made a comment on the Facebook today. It was like going, of all places they got to play, it's in the middle of freaking nowhere.
That was me.
Oh, was that you? Did it?
It was me.
I saw that. I was like, you're right.
My God, talk about getting nobody to the show. They have 12 people there. So I would say Dokken would be one. I would like to see the original Great White back together and do a show.
Hello, Elmer Fudd.
And then I don't know, for a big headliner, I'd have to think about that a little bit more. I'm not exactly sure. I've seen him before, but if Kevin DuBrow was still alive, I think Quiet Riot would be cool to see. Again, that would be a cool nostalgia show that I think would rake in some big bucks. But
right,
who knows?
All right, for my third one, I'll go ahead and I'll throw Dokken on there too, because I would like to see them in full.
Yeah, if it was closer than South Dakota, I'd really think about going to that. If it was in Chicago, I mean, I would try to figure out if I could get that.
And the thing is, that's their only U.S. date they're going to play. I think if they cannot implode while they're over.
But Jeff Pilson has said that he doesn't have time. I mean, the reason they're doing Japan when they're doing it is because that is the only time he's available.
Right. But don't you think if it really was successful that he'd put Foreigner on the burner for a while?
I think he's getting paid more from Foreigner or from Don.
Foreigner. My gosh.
Yeah. So was he going to put Foreigner on the back burner, or is he going to?
No, because eventually Don and George are.
They're gonna,
it's gonna happen.
It's not a matter of, but you know what? Okay, fellas, we said that we had this exact same conversation.
With
7 months ago
about Axl and Slash.
Yep. We did, and the money, but it's.
I tell you what, though,
that's a different level of
those checks are getting right money. Now.
The checks are different.
I could stay handcuffed to my worst enemy if you wrote me checks like that. I'd be like, oh,
Yep.
yes. Be giving them hugs. So yeah,
Cool.
The payday is good for that. But yeah. Anyway.
All right. So hey, if you're listening out there, if you have 3 bands that you'd like to see be your nostalgia tour next summer, what would they be?
Yep.
The other band too I wouldn't mind seeing again is Poison.
Put it in the comments down here on YouTube.
There you
Or
go.
if you got to this from the Facebook, put it on our Facebook page or on agesofrock.com.
Yeah. Noah keeps asking me about Poison. He wants to see Poison really bad.
I'd like to see Poison again, too.
He's asked me about it. He asked me about it just the other day again.
And I think
Well,
Ricky's
they're
all
supposedly
clear. So.
Poison and who else is it? There's 2. Poison and some other band are supposed to be going out together next year. Gosh, it was big news there for like 2 weeks. That's all you heard. Now I can't remember who the other band is. Maybe it was Poison and Def Leppard.
I'd like to see Slaughter again, too. Have you ever seen Slaughter?
I saw Slaughter at Red Rocks.
Really good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool. All right. Okay. All right. So we actually had a real topic, right?
Well, it's really funny. At least I think
It's kind of funny. It's going to be funny. It's going to be sexual.
It's going to be about sexual innuendos.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
We gonna sing about stuff that Granny ain't gonna know what we saying because we gonna reword it. It'd be kind of interesting to go back and listen to some of that old Sinatra and the Andrews sisters and see if there's any of that in there.
Yeah.
The Andrews sisters. They were up there. Like,
don't sit under the apple tree.
Yeah.
There you go. Wait, that would be the peach tree, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. That just bad. Nothing good's coming from that.
Right down the gutter. Bam.
Bam.
All right. So anyway, my friend Chuck brought up this idea to me a couple of weeks ago, and we were actually going to try to get to it last week, but we jibber-jabbered on enough about the other topic that we ran out of time. So we're going to do the sexual innuendos in popular songs today.
Cool.
One of you guys want to start this, or do you want me to throw a song out there?
Go for
Who
it.
wants to start the sexual part first? I mean, the innuendo part first.
Okay, I'll start it.
That's what he said.
One of my favorite sexual innuendo songs that I had no idea because I was 7 is Starland Vocal Band's Afternoon Delight.
That's one I pulled up on the internet today. That's one of the ones that they're talking about.
Yeah, there's nothing quite as funny as finding out 20 years later that you've been running around the house singing about a nooner at 7 years old and your parents are just crying, laughing so hard.
I know. I think he's talking about ice cream. We're having ice cream. It's a delight.
I'd rather have a bomb pop, Mommy.
There you go.
Yeah, that's some funny stuff there.
Yeah, that's that's at the top of about every list. If you do any searches at all, that's like the #1 song on there. It's crazy.
There were some surprising ones on there that I never really thought about. That I looked.
Yeah, there's some on there that I haven't thought about, and there's some that I was like, oh, and I went back and looked at the lyrics, and I was like, well, I'll be dang.
Yeah.
Look at that, totally missed it. Whoop.
Yeah.
Right over my heads.
There you go.
All right. So I had one, Prince, Little Red Corvette.
That's on my list.
Yeah, and the thing was I never really thought about. I mean, his stuff is always sexual, but I never really I was just always had the idea of a car. It's like
that pocket full of Trojans. Some of them used.
Yep.
And the jockeys that had been there before me.
Oh yeah.
You got to give that guy credit. Those are some great lyrics. I mean,
they are without being nasty.
Without being nasty, it's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but he's got.
He's got some that's just flat out nasty.
Yeah.
But those are the ones that don't get on the radio. This one did.
Diamonds and Pearls.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones that are.
Oh yeah.
That are right there on the edge. That was one for me.
All right. The one I got is, and this has got a little funny story real quick about it, is Pearl Necklace by ZZ Top.
That was my #1.
We were doing our class reunion meeting here a couple years ago, and my old drummer in our band, Keith, we were talking about it, and we were talking about Pearl Necklace, and he goes, I don't know what that is. We had to freaking explain to him what a pearl necklace was. I'm like, holy shit. I said that song really had no meaning to you. So, yeah. Anyway, and they're not talking about jewelry, people. So anyway, what?
That's funny.
It is funny,
I mean, we all have that one phrase that we've never heard, though.
right? That's true.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Even at being a middle-aged person,
Yeah.
I hear something every once in a while. I'm like, the hell does that mean?
Hell's
If
a
you ever
dirty,
played-
But rather than
dirty Sanchez.
rather than tell somebody you don't know what it means, you can Google it on your phone.
If you ever played Cards Against Humanity, there's all kinds of words in there. I was like, what? I gotta look that up. I'm like, oh.
Urban, look up the Urban Dictionary.
This goes, what does that mean? I said, you need to look that up. I'm not telling you in front of a group of people. That's not gonna do it.
All right.
All right, what do you got, man?
My next one comes from my favorite lady from Down Under, Olivia Newton-John's Physical.
There you go.
How could Australia's Sweetheart sing about the horizontal shuffle?
I don't know, but she can.
That video is hilarious.
Yeah, it is fun.
It is very fun. I saw an interview with the guy, the heavy guy,
Yeah.
the video, just
Right.
the other day, and he doesn't look much different. But
He didn't get physical.
But he was
enough.
talking about how exciting it was to be in there, and he wasn't really supposed to be in the video. It just kind of happened. He was on the set doing some stuff, and they kind of said, "Hey, would you come?"
He was a caterer. He's like,
He's doing some
he's
stuff.
eating some donut, and the guy's like,
But it was cool. It was neat. He was talking about being on there. It was cool. Yeah. All right. So mine is let's see. You pull the trigger of my
Love gun.
love gun. Yeah. Actually, let's see.
and I'll post
Should
that.
we just go through the list of Kiss songs?
every song? I guess.
I got another one too, though. But yeah, for sure.
Well,
Yeah, love
Does
gun
it
is
have to do
definitely-
with space travel?
No,
Okay.
it does not.
Well,
there you
another
go.
Kiss. If you want to bring up Kiss, would be Plaster Caster. You know, unless you know the actual story behind that, you know, you don't really know what it's about. But that's a funny.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
there's all kinds of innuendo.
There's
in
a
that.
lot of innuendos in some Kiss songs. There's a bunch. All right, what do you got, Dennis?
Well, that was mine. I was going to say. I was
That's
say
it. You got two.
Oh, no. Okay, one that I did not think about was that Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
Was reading through that, and I was like, I didn't even. I mean, that one there once again just went completely over my head. I was like, what? And there's all kinds of stuff in there.
That's the very number one on my list.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just kind of skipping around. I'm not doing them in any order.
I didn't
that's
actually even make a list. I just kind of I was reading stuff and just think about things in my head. And but yeah, that was one that I was surprised. It was one that went way under my radar. But all right, go ahead.
I'm drawing a blank on the name of the band. The song is called The Bad Touch.
The Bad Touch.
Bad touch.
I can find out real quick.
Well, we all have
Bloodhound Gang.
Huh?
I don't think I've ever-
You've heard the song. You know the song when you hear it.
Okay, I have to look it
Bloodhound
up.
Gang is it, you say that's what it is?
It's the Bloodhound Gang.
Oh.
Yeah. In the music video,
Oh,
they're
they got all
dressed
kinds
up-
of dirty songs too,
Yeah.
don't they?
But in the music video, they're dressed up as monkeys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But one of the lines,
Oh, I
yeah,
remember that video.
one of the lines in there is "Let's do it doggy style so we can both watch X Files." which
That's
tells
not
you
really an
which-
innuendo.
which
That's
tells
basically
you, well,
that's
the rest of
the
the
band.
song is more along the lines of innuendo. But then they get to that point. Of course,
Yeah.
Of course, that gives that particular song a specific time reference. You know, X Files was in the early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it, man. Just all the songs that I mean, there's I bet you every rock song has some kind of slang innuendo kind of thing.
Oh, I just thought of one that ought to be on the top.
I
of
just thought about it, too.
everybody's. It's the same song. I know it is.
It probably is because I was just thinking about it. Let's see if Bill can get it. What are we thinking?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3. Cherry
Pie.
That's number 3.
What does it mean when they say mixed up the batter and then she licked the beater?
Mm.
Which again, another another guy that is really crafty with the English language.
I mean, that was a popular song,
great
too.
lyric, you know.
And it was just as dirty as it gets. I mean, it's just like, I mean, they got a video for it, and it's all innuendo.
You could have shown everybody singing along, and it's like, really? Listen to that because you're singing at the loud, at the top of your lungs.
Hey, Martha, look at this. This guy's hosing this girl down in here with a fire hose.
I think my favorite line in that song is, "If we think about baseball, we can swing all night long."
Yeah.
Too much. All right, so how about Pour Some Sugar on Me?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Peaches and cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, peaches and cream.
There's another.
All right,
one
man.
Okay,
what else we got?
It was one of those other ones that I never even thought about. It was the old "Ring My Bell."
Oh yeah.
Anita Baker.
Anita Baker.
I see. Dennis and I looked at the same list.
I think we looked at the same.
We all looked at the same list.
You did a search on
sexual
Yeah, I did.
I didn't pick very many songs from that list because I already had a bunch.
Yeah.
Like
I said, I figured I didn't want to write down every Kiss song, so I just
You got Rocket Ride, Torpedo Girl, Love Gun. There's more.
Going.
There's lots more.
Christine 16.
Put your hand in my pocket.
Oh, that's Take Me. That was my next one.
What about Mr.
Pocket.
Speed?
Grab onto my rocket.
Yeah.
Baby Driver.
Boy, I listened to that song up the way that gig the other night. God, I forgot how bad I hated that song. That song, Baby Driver.
Well, Dennis, you are wrong, but that's okay. We still love you.
I don't know.
I'm kidding.
I hadn't listened to that in a while. It was bad.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so whose turn is it now?
Well, I was going to use that one. I was going to go with, and some of them are not so, like Slide It In from Whitesnake.
Yeah, I almost put that on my list.
Back to the top.
I almost put that on
It
my
ain't
list.
never going to stop. Yeah. Okay.
Balls to the wall. That's just basically telling you.
There's, yeah. What else you got?
You talked about ZZ Top earlier. You got Pearl Necklace,
Right.
Tube Snake Boogie.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Tush.
Yeah.
I think ZZ Top has probably beat out Kiss for songs with the most sexually innuendo-ish lyrics.
Well, I don't know about that.
They got a bunch more.
Percentage-wise, maybe, but not. I don't think as many. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just making this shit up as I go along.
I don't know. Well, I'm going to count. Just kidding.
Somebody out there, Billy.
Yeah.
Let us
Tell us
know.
what we're wrong. All right, so I got another one. And this isn't so the Divinals.
Oh, yeah.
Touch myself.
I heard that on the radio today.
I love that song, actually.
Actually, when my old band Chowder Monkey had a female lead singer, we did that one.
That's a cool song. It really is. I have a CD called what's it called? Strip Joints, and it's just rock songs that are played in strip clubs.
You need to send me that list of songs.
I will, and one of them on there is really cool. It's you can leave your hat on.
You
can leave your hat on.
Some of the strangest DJ requests I get, there may be, we're having a stripper party. I'm working for free.
Can I bring a camera? Get a GoPro stuck to your bald head.
With a suction cup.
Yeah. Oh, I got one now. Here you go.
All right, what do you got?
Aerosmith, Big 10-inch.
That was actually Chuck just texted that one to me.
Really?
He did.
That's funny. Yeah.
That is too much.
Big 10-inch record. That's awesome.
That is funny.
That is funny.
That's too funny. I'm trying to think what else I got. I had Cherry Pie. You guys nailed that one.
Yeah. That one is all about the weenie getting wet.
Yeah. Good Lord. All right, what else you got?
The Lemon Song by Led Zeppelin.
The Lemon Song?
We did look at the same list, didn't we?
We did.
I don't know if I know that song. I have to look at that.
Well,
song about the juices running down his leg.
Yeah, squeezing my lemon till the juice runs down my leg.
Oh.
He thought he was making lemonade. He didn't know.
That would pretty much.
This is Robert Plant flavored lemonade.
Yes.
So a little taut.
That's it's a little salty.
Let's see. Talk Dirty to Me by Poison.
Yeah.
There's one.
Shook Me All Night Long.
Yeah, AC/DC has some.
He got a little bit of Rosie. It's like,
Well, the
a whole lot of Rosie. Sorry.
The Jack. Or
Oh yeah, that's about an STD.
right. But it sounds like he's talking about cards, but it's not.
See, that's more
Jack.
lyrical genius right there. All right, I've got the list that Chuck sent. We've got, you guys already mentioned Love Gun, Bryan Adams, Summer of '69, Ted Nugent, Wango Tango, Wang Dang, Sweet Poontang.
Oh, I was gonna say every Ted Nugent song like what's
Cat
that?
Scratch Fever,
Stranglehold.
Yeah, Stranglehold. I forgot about that.
Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah, that's on the
There's
list.
a bunch of them though. If you think about like in the '80s, like I said, with Prince and that type of music,
Darling Nikki.
Yeah, that's a great song.
You just say that because the Foos cover.
Foos cover is really good. That's a good.
Well, these are rock songs. Are we talking about just
Is it on Spotify?
It's on Spotify.
Can you Shazam it?
You can Shazam the hell out of that thing.
Shazam the hell.
You know what? I had an opportunity yesterday to do something, and I messed up. I was at my buddy's house, and his friend was playing a song, and he goes, I'll give each one, or I'll give one of you guys $100 if you could tell me who this song was. And I'm sitting there listening to it, and I never even thought about. I had my phone in my hand. I should have hit my Shazam and went, okay. I didn't even.
What about Rod Stewart?
Oh yeah,
You could pick a bunch of his songs.
oh any of that stuff from the early.
Tonight's the Night.
Tonight's the Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
He even got girl moaning in that thing halfway through.
He does.
She's moaning in French too.
Yeah, I know. No kidding. You don't know what she's saying.
She's a French moaner. That's so bad.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's see.
Let me see if I can find another set of that.
This is a pretty good list until it just went away.
Yeah.
But then we're just looking up lists. We're not doing homework, so that's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've probably got enough in here. We could ask some of the listeners and viewers, what are some of your favorite songs
Right.
that have sexual innuendos or content as such?
I was trying to find ones that don't really, like, say it ain't like Wang Dang Sweet Poo Tang. I mean, something that was a popular song that has something in there you just never. That'd be the ones I like to find. Even like Afternoon Delight. That blatantly says it, but something that's clever. Kind of a Prince, kind of wordsmithy kind of thing. Bill's deep into.
Bill is
I'm looking, man.
trolling the archive known as the internet.
I am.
Well, while Bill is looking for that, I want to give a quick shout out to Twitter handle @PAWL Stanley.
Sorry. The dude
you guys are going to have to go to our Facebook page.
Yes.
And go to agesofrock.com and click on the Facebook thing and scroll down and look for the tweet that I shared. I sent a tweet to that Twitter handle asking him to come on the show. And his reply, which I honestly didn't expect to reply, so his reply, 1, made my day, and 2, made me almost fall out of my chair from laughter. Because this guy is a wordsmith.
Yes.
He is a humorous wordsmith, and he doesn't cut anybody any slack.
If you have a Twitter account or you have Twitter, follow this guy and then look back at the stuff. He's wrote some of the funniest shit I've ever seen about Kiss. It is hilarious.
If you go back about a week or so, he got on. He got a picture of the Catman looking from behind on the drum. So of course, when you twist yourself around, if you got any meat on your bones like I do, when you twist yourself around, it makes it look like you got more. So he probably did 15 fat jokes just with that picture.
He actually did a fat joke today about that picture.
My favorite one he ever had, that favorite tweet, And I don't know what I don't have it in front of me to
No,
look
your
at.
second favorite tweet, because today's tweet will always be
that
your
was
favorite.
that's my favorite. But the one, my funniest one was something about you'll never see Gene Simmons running with scissors, and the last two words
With
were
scissors was not necessary.
it was not necessary. That's the funniest shit ever. I read that and I was like, oh my God, that's funny.
Oh boy,
that is funny. And I like to know who that guy is, because I like to shake his hand, because that's some funny shit there.
Right.
Just,
So PAWL, if you decide to come on the show, we'll hide your identity, we'll mask your voice. Come on the show. We got some questions for you. It'd be pretty funny.
We'll give you love.
Well, Dennis will give you love. Me and Bill will just show you a lot of respect.
Well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well,
that was funny though.
I guess we're going to call it
Bill, did you find
an
anything?
episode.
You find anything?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, I didn't find anything.
And the thing is, there's so many of them, and like I said, almost every '80s hair band, every song they did has something in it that's innuendo.
Oh, just Gene Simmons alone. Let me be your king bee. I want your hornet's nest.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, the Kiss stuff is just.
They're bad.
Oh, what's that
I want to
one?
put my log in your fireplace.
Yeah.
That one is probably the worst.
Is that the one off Lick It Up?
The log in the fireplace
going
is
like
Burn Bitch Burn on
maybe that's what I'm thinking
and
about.
the other one is Anyway Slice It off of Asylum.
Yeah. Go through your like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah. That one's on Lick It Up.
I tell you what, that or talk about Spinal Tap, man. That song, they do Big Bottoms.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we should talk about anything Steel Panther did.
Oh my gosh! See there again, that's not innuendo. That's just blatant.
Well, no, there's some innuendo there.
That's some good shit. Yeah, every song they do. That's funny.
Asian Hooker. That's just a name of a song.
The girl from Oklahoma.
I was thinking of that too.
Yeah, check out Steel Panther if you get a chance, because they're.
Yeah, you want to hear some funny stuff. That is funny.
Make sure your kids are not around.
Unless, of course, you want to teach your kids.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.